guys, it's Adele. I'm back, and today I'm going to talk to you about my experience of injecting myself with vitamin B12 here in Mexico. And I'm also going to be talking to you about my upcoming retreat. So I'm super excited. I'm going to explain the benefits, the drawbacks, and also the thing I did that terrified the hell out of me, the mistake that I made with this, so that it doesn't happen to you. Okay, let's get into it. So first of all, I've kind of always been interested. Like, I heard about vitamin B12 injections. I remember at one point it was like this Hollywood celebrity kind of thing. And I always wondered if it would work for me. Because I've always kind of had like a low level, well, pretty much a moderately high level of fatigue. I mean, that's why I got into working online in the first place. Because I was lazy, aka tired. And I wanted something easy that made a lot of money. Luckily, I found it. This was my first experience trying these shots here in Mexico. And I'm telling you, I had to work up the courage to do this. I actually wasted 2 of these because I got the needle ready and I was watching the videos and I had read and researched everything so I would do it right. And I was just still too scared. So it just didn't happen. But finally I did it. And I gave myself 2 of these shots. I actually told my neighbor about it. My neighbor's like, yeah, I want to try it too. So I brought it over and then he's like, oh no, I mean, you can do it to me. And I was like, what? Sure, I'll do it. And it went just fine. His experience, he said that it really helped him to rest at night. And he slept better than he'd ever slept in a really long time. For me, I had more energy. I felt more clear-minded. And I also just felt like a braver person for having been able to do this. So let me tell you kind of what I did. I first thought about it because I saw this video from Juste called Light. So she is a YouTube legend. And she's been practicing, talking about these workout videos, healthy lifestyle. She got into the mindset, the hypnotherapy. So I've kind of been on her track for a while. And she made a video showing, oh, it's just so easy. You just take it and you just boop, and she puts it in her leg, right? And so then I go and look at this needle. It's huge. And it's not just like into the leg, it's an intramuscular injection. Let me give you my real experience, because I find a lot of these videos, people just say, oh, it doesn't hurt. It's just so easy, it doesn't hurt. And I always wonder, are they telling the truth? Right? It doesn't hurt as in it doesn't hurt, or doesn't hurt, does it hurt? My experience is, okay, I had 2 experiences. In general, does it hurt? I would say no. The part that you're going to have to really get over initially is putting the needle in. And that is actually just a mental part. Once you can get over that, it's a lot easier. And in my experience, that's the part that doesn't hurt. And I'm not just saying that. At least people, no, it actually doesn't hurt. You almost don't feel anything, except the very first time I did it. Once the needle got kind of deep into the muscle, I felt this really, I felt this painful kind of cramp. Kind of like my muscle was clenching around it or something, and it felt really uncomfortable. The thing I'd suggest would be to put a warm water bottle on the area that you intend to inject, 10 minutes beforehand. Make sure it's really calm, relaxed, and kind of supple. That will help. Is it very painful? No. Then the worst part is when you push the liquid into the muscle. That's when it kind of hurts. You get a bit of a sting. I actually bought these ones, have a bit of lidocaine, okay? And I remember thinking, oh, this is great because then it won't hurt so bad. But I really kind of think the lidocaine really didn't make a difference, because if you look, I was thinking the lidocaine would help with the needle. It's actually, this is the point of the needle. The lidocaine is at the top. So the lidocaine is basically will be against your skin once the needle is in the muscle. And I guess it kind of numbs that site a bit for when you pull the needle out. There might be a little bit of a sting at the skin level. I really don't think it's worth it. It was a little bit of extra money, maybe I don't know, 50 cents extra or $2 extra. So it's kind of worth it if it's your first time and you just want that mental extra little something, to look for the version with lidocaine. Another thing to keep in mind is that B12 is reactive to light. So you want to keep this in a dark area. I covered mine with a bit of black duct tape. I would recommend actually keeping it in the box, and you want to keep it in a cool area, so even in the fridge, in the box. In the future, I think I'm going to do that. You can see the needle is pretty thick. That's what really scared me, and the idea of it going into the muscle, I'm like, oh, this is really gonna hurt, but it doesn't. And when you actually kind of get over yourself and start to put it in, it's almost like the skin or the muscle pulls it in for you. So you really don't have to muscle it in or anything. The process is very intuitive. It's very difficult to mess up. I actually searched everywhere I could online. I was like, how could this possibly go wrong? What could I do that might, cause a big problem? I don't trust Western doctors and Western medicine. I prefer to take things into my own hands, take my health into my own hands, and this really helped me feel empowered. There's very, very little that can go wrong if you read the instructions, you're a person with basic common sense, and you follow the directions, except for this one thing that I discovered. And of course something good came of it, in my opinion. So the recommended dose is 100 mgs, I think that's micrograms. And in trying to fill up the needle, I ended up putting too much in. So of course I'm tapping the needle, I'm pressing it to get the excess liquid out and the excess air. And then I noticed that there was more than 100 micrograms in there. And I thought, well, I think it's okay. Those of you who remember from my old days when I was doing a lot of medical experimentation, remember I used to think, if good is good, then more is better, and even more is best, right? I don't believe that anymore. But this time I was like, it's a little bit over 100, maybe like 110 micrograms. And I'm like, and I remember reading online, I was like, can you overdose on this? What happens if you put too much? And they just said, oh, it would just come out in your urine. And I was like, oh, okay, no problem. So I go and I inject all of it, and went just fine. Had a little cramping in my leg, actually, and the cramp was on and off for about a week, which happens to some people, but it really wasn't serious at all. It's gone now. But shortly after injecting it, I went and used the restroom and noticed that my urine was red. That scared the hell out of me. I was like, okay. So I'm thinking, what on earth could this possibly be? And first thing I thought was, did I eat some beets? Can beets do that? And I was like, no, I haven't eaten any beets. I don't think beets do that. And then I was like, oh my God, I have a kidney stone. I have a bladder infection. I have, my mind started racing. And I'm like, no, calming down. And that's when I remembered this liquid that we inject, it's a bright red color, right? So I was like, wow, my kidneys filtered the excess B12 and it came out through my urine very quickly. So I realized, wow, my kidneys are working excellently. I felt great about it after that. A couple quick things about the injectable B12 in Mexico. First of all, it's very accessible here. Like many other medications and prescriptions, anybody can just go in and get it. The cost is much lower. So I heard that in order to get injectable B12 in the United States, you need to get a prescription from a doctor, and the shots can cost between $23 and $60 each. Okay. If you want to buy this here, this whole box, I just walked in and asked for it at a drugstore. It costs 300 pesos, which is about $15, and it comes with 5 shots. So it's much more economical, and it's a great option if you're coming here during the rainy season when the mosquitoes will be out, because if you have B12 injections during the rainy season, the mosquitoes will leave you alone. I learned this from the boat captain in Isla Mujeres. So we will be going back to Isla Mujeres this summer during the perfect time for whale season. These are whale sharks. They've got this beautiful nighttime sky dot pattern on their backs, and they're the gentle giants. of the sea. We'll be swimming with them in the open ocean. And one thing I love about whale sharks is they are these creatures that rise from the depths. And once a year, they're compelled to return to their homelands to find their destiny. And it kind of reminds me of the passions we have, the version of the person we dreamt that we might become one day. We get to a point in our lives, usually after something crazy has happened. Maybe it's a death in the family, a divorce, a job change. We find out that this version of who we are is rising up from the depths. It's knocking on the door. It's jumped over the fence and it's looking and it's waiting for us. With this retreat, we're going to be exploring that. And I figured out, what my audience wants from me. They want to learn how to live authentically, to live a conscious life, to live a life full of passion, business, success, magic, fun, laughter. So we're looking for you to leave this retreat with a renewed sense of personal strength, an idea of who you are, what your destiny is, how to actualize that in your life, and a new sense of appreciation to the beauty of things. This island is one of the most magical places I have ever seen in my entire life. So if you like the idea of coming, joining us for these daily workshops, rituals, these excursions in nature, these beautiful fun, dancing, journaling, creating, and relaxing together on the pristine white sand with the beautiful turquoise water and swaying palm trees and flowers, I invite you to join us. So the dates are from July 27th to August 1st, and you can save $250 if you book before June 16th, okay? So that date's gonna come up fast. Make sure you go ahead, check out, there's more information with the itinerary and the costs below this video. So it's best to sign up early, and if you want to share a room or sign up with a friend, there's a discount for that too. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you soon. Leave me any questions or comments you have. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.